Hello guys, good afternoon. My name is Dixita. Today I am informed to the power of your subconscious mind. Wealth is of the mind. Wealth is Wealth is simply a subconscious conviction on the part of the individual. You will not become a millionaire by saying, I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire. You will grow into a wealth consciousness by building into your mentality the idea of wealth and abundance. Your invisible means of support. The trouble with most people is that they have no invisible means of support. When business falls away, the stock markets drops or they lose their investment, they seem helpless. The reason for such insecurity is that they do not know how to tap the subconscious mind. They are unacquainted with the inexhaustible storehouse within. A man with a poverty-type mind finds himself in poverty-stricken condition. Another man with a mind filled with ideas of wealth is surrounded with everything he needs. It was never intended that man should lead a life of indigence. You can have wealth, everything you need, and plenty to spare. Your words have power to cleanse your mind of wrong ideas and to instill right ideas in their place. The ideal method for building a wealth consciousness. Perhaps you are saying as you read this chapter, I need wealth and success. This is what you do. Repeat for about 5 minutes to yourself, 3 or 4 times a day. Wealth, success. These words have tremendous power. They represent the inner power of the subconscious mind. Anchor your mind on this substantial power within you, then conditions and circumstances corresponding to their nature and quality will be manifested in your life. You are not saying, I am wealthy. You are dwelling on real power within you. There is no conflict in the mind when you say wealth. Furthermore, the feeling of wealth will develop within you as you dwell on the idea of wealth. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. Your subconscious mind is like a bank, a sort of universal financial institutions. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is the idea of wealth or of poverty. Choose wealth. Why your affirmation for wealth failed? I have talked to many people during the past 35 years whose unusual complaint is, I have said for weeks and months, I am wealthy. I am prosperous and nothing has happened. I discovered that when they said, I am prosperous, I am wealthy, they felt within that they were lying to themselves. One man told me, I have affirmed that I am prosperous until I am tired. Things are now worse. I knew when I made the statement that it was obviously not true. His statements were rejected by the conscious mind, and the very opposite of what he outwardly affirmed and claimed was manifest. Your affirmation succeeds best when it is specific and when it does not produce a mental conflict or arguments. Hence, the statements made by this man made matters worse because they suggested his lack. Your subconscious accepts what you really feel to be true and just ideal words or statements. The dominant ideal or beliefs is always accepted by the subconscious mind. How to avoid mental conflict? The following is the idea where to overcome this conflict for those who have this difficulty. When this practical statement frequently, particularly prior to sleep, by day and by night, I am being prospered in all my mistakes. This affirmation will not arouse any argument because it does not contradict your subconscious mind's impressions of financial lack. I suggested to one businessman whose sales and finance were very low and who was greatly worried that he sat down in his office, become quiet and repeat this statement over and over again. My sales are improving every day. This statement engaged the cooperation of the conscious and subconscious mind. Result follow. Don't sign blank checks. Blank checks. You sign blank checks when you make such statements as there is not enough to go around. This is a shortage. I will lose the home because of the mortgage, etc. If you are full of fear about the future, you are also writing a blank check, and attracting negative conditions to you. Your subconscious mind takes your fear and negative statements as your request and proceeds in its own way to bring obstacles, delays, lack, and limitation into your life. Your subconscious views your compound interest. To him that hath the feeling of wealth, more wealth shall be added. To him that hath the feeling of lack, more lack shall be added. Your subconscious multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Every morning as you awaken, deposit thoughts of prosperity, success, wealth, and peace. And dwell upon this concept. Busy your mind with them as often as possible. These constructive thoughts will find their way as deposit in your subconscious mind and bring forth abundance and prosperity. Why nothing happened? I can hear you saying, "Oh, I did that and nothing happened." You did not get results because you indulged in fear thoughts, perhaps 10 minutes later, and naturalized the God you had affirmed. When you place a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up, you let it take root and grow. Suppose, for example, you are going to say, "I shall not be able to make that payment." Before you get further than, "I shall," stop the sentence and dwell on a constructive statement, such as, "By day and by night, I am prospered in all my ways." True source of wealth. Your subconscious mind is never short of ideas. There are within it an infinite number of ideas ready to flow into your conscious mind and appear as cash in your pocketbook in countless ways. This process will continue to go on in your mind, regardless of whether the stock market goes up or down, or whether the crowd's thrilling or roller drops in value. Your wealth is never truly dependent on bonds, stocks, or money in the bank. These are really only symbols, necessary and useful, of course, but only symbols. The point I wish to emphasize is that if you convince your subconscious mind that wealth is yours and that it is always circulating in your life, you will always and inevitably have it, regardless of the form it takes. Trying to make ends meet and the real cause. There are people who claim that they are always trying to make ends meet. They seem to have a great struggle to meet their obligations. Have you listened to their conversation? In many instances, then their conversation runs along this vein. They are constantly condemning those who have succeeded in life and who have raised their heads above the crowd. Perhaps they are saying, "Oh, that fellow has a racket. He is ruthless. He is a crook. This is why they lack." They are condemning the things they desire and want. The reason they speak critically of their more peers, associates is because they are envious and covetous of the other prosperities. The quickest way it goes well to take wings and fly away is to criticize and condemn, 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 uh, condemn others who have more wealth than you. A common stumbling block to wealth. There is one emotion which is the cause of the lack of wealth in the lives of many. Most people learn this the hard way. It is envy. For example, if you see a competitor depositing large sums of money in the bank and you have only a meager amount to deposit, does it make you envious? The way to overcome this emotion is to say to yourself, isn't it wonderful? I rejoice in that man's prosperity. I wish for his greater and greater wealth. To entertain envious thoughts is devastating because it places you in a very negative position. Therefore, wealth flows from your instead of to you. If you are ever annoyed or irritated by the prosperity or great wealth of another, claim immediately that you truly wish for him greater wealth in every possible way. This will neutralize the negative thoughts in your mind and cause an every greater measure of wealth to flow to you by the law of your own subconscious mind, rubbing out a great mental block to wealth. If you are worried and critical about someone whom you claim is making money dishonestly, cease worrying about him. You know such a person is using the law of mind negatively. The law of mind takes care of him. Be careful not be criticize him for the reason previously indicated. Remember, the block or obstacles to wealth is in your own mind. You can now destroy it mental blocks. This you may do by getting on mental good terms with everyone. Sleep and grow rich. As you go to sleep at night, practice the following techniques. Repeat the words wealth quietly, easily, and feelingly. Do this over again, just like a lullaby. Lull yourself to sleep with the one word wealth. You should be amazed at the result. Wealth should flow to you in advance of evidence. This is another example of the magic power of your subconscious mind. Serve yourself with the powers of your mind. First, decide to be wealthy the easy way with the infallible aid of your subconscious mind. Second, trying to accumulate wealth by the sweat of your brow and hard labor is one way to become the richest man in the great world. You do not have to strike or slave hard. Third, wealth is a subconscious conviction. Build into your mentality the idea of wealth. Fourth, the trouble with most people is that they have no invisible means of support. Fifth, repeat the word wealth to yourself slowly and quietly for about 5 minutes prior to sleep, and your subconscious will bring wealth to pass in your experiences. Sixth, the feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. Seventh, your conscious and subconscious mind must agree. Your subconscious accept what you really feel to be true. The dominant idea is always accepted by your subconscious mind. The dominant idea should be wealth, not poverty. 8. You can overcome any mental conflict regarding wealth of affirming frequently by day and by night. I am being prepared in all of my interest. 9. Increase your sales by repeating this statement over and over again. My sales are improving every day. I am advancing, progressing, and getting wealthier every day. 10th, stop writing blank checks. such as there is no enough to go around or there is a shortage, etc. Such statements magnify and multiply your loss. 11th, deposit thoughts of prosperity, wealth, and success in your subconscious mind, and the latter will give you compound interest. 12th, what you consciously affirm, you must not mentally deny of a few moments later. This will naturalize the good you have affirmed. 13. Your true source of wealth consists of the ideas in your mind. You can have an idea worth millions of dollars. Your subconscious will give you the idea you seek. 14. Envy and jealousy are stumbling blocks to the flow of wealth. Rejoice in the prosperity of others. 15. The blocks to wealth is in your mind, on mind. Destroy the blocks by getting on good mental terms with everyone. Next chapter is your right to be rich. It is your right to be rich. You are here to lead the abundant life and be happy, radiant and free. You should therefore have all the money you need to lead a full, happy and prosperous life. Money is a symbol. Money is a symbol of exchange. It means to you not only freedom from want, but beauty, luxury, abundance and refinement. It is merely a symbol of the economic health of the nation. When your blood is circulating freely in your body, you are healthy. When money is circulating freely in your life, you are economically healthy. When people begin to hoard money to put it away in tin boxes and become charged with fear, there is economic illness. Money has taken many forms as a medium of exchange down through the century, such as celebrities and thinkers of various kinds. In early times, a man's wealth was determined by the numbers of sleeping oxen he had. Now we use currency and other negotiable instruments, as it is much more convenient to write a check than carry some sheep around with you to pay bills. How to walk the royal road to riches. Knowledge of the power of your subconscious mind is the means to the royal roads to riches of all kinds, spiritual, mental or financial. The student of the laws of mind believes and knows definitely that regardless of economic situations, stock markets, fluctuations, depressions, strikes, wars, other conditions or circumstances, he will always be supplied regardless of what form money takes. The reason for this is that he has conveyed the idea of wealth to his subconscious mind, and it keeps him supplied wherever he may be. He has convinced himself in his mind that money is forever flowing freely in his life and that there is always a wonderful surplus. Should there be a financial collapse of government tomorrow and all the man's present holding become valueless, as the German Marx did after the First World War, he would still attack wealth and will be carried for regardless of the form. The new currency law. Why you do not have more money? As you read this chapter, you are probably saying, I am worthy of a higher salary than I am receiving. I believe most people are inadequately compensated. One of the cause many people do not have more money is that they are silently or openly condemning it. They refer to money from as 50 lures or the love of money are the root of all evil. Another reason they do not prosper is that they have a sneaky subconscious feeling there is some virtue in poverty. This subconscious pattern may be due to early childhood training, superstition, or it could be based on a false interpretation of scriptures. Money and a balanced life. One time a man said to me, I am broke. I do not like money. It is the root of all evil. These statements represent a confused, neurotic mind. Love of money to the exclusive of everything else will cause you to become looped and unbalanced. You are here to use your power of authority wisely. Some men crave power, others crave money. If you set your heart on money exclusively and say, money is all I want, I am going to give all my attentions to amazing money. Nothing else matters. You can get money and attain a fortune, but you have forgotten that you are here to lead a balanced life. You must also satisfy the hunger for peace of mind, harmony, love, joy, and perfect health. By making money your sole aim, you simply made a wrong choice. You thought that was all you wanted, but you found after all your efforts that it was not only the money you needed. You also desired true expression of your hidden talent, true place in life, beauty, and the joy of contributing to the welfare and success of others. By learning the laws of your subconscious mind, you could have $1 million or many millions. If you wanted them and still have peace of mind, harmony, perfect health, and perfect expressions. Poverty is a mental disease. There is no virtue in poverty. It is a disease like any other mental disease. If you were physically ill, you would think there was something wrong with you. You would seek help and do something about the condition at once. You would seek help and do something about the condition at once. Likewise, if you do not have money constantly circulating in your life, there is something radically wrong with you. The urge of the life principle in you is toward growth, expansion, and the life more abundant. You are not here to live in global, dress in rags, and go hungry. You should be happy, prosperous, and successful. Why you must never criticize money? Cleanse your mind of all worried and superstition beliefs about money. Do not ever regard money as evil or filthy. If you do, you cause it to take wings and fly away from you. Remember that you lose what you condemn. You cannot attract what you criticize. Getting the right attitude toward money. Here is a simple techniques you may use to multiply money in your experience. Use the following statements several times a day. I like money. I love it. I use it wisely. Constructively and judicially, money is constantly circulating in my life. I realize it with joy and it returns to me multiplied in a wonderful way. It is good and very good. Money flows to me in avalanche of abundance. I use it for good only, and I am grateful for my good and for the riches of my mind. How the scientific thinker looks at money. Suppose, for example, you found gold, silver, lead, copper, or iron in the ground. Would you pronounce these things evil? All evil comes from man's darkened understanding, from his ignorance, from his false interpretation of life, and from his misuse of his subconscious mind. Ornament, lead, or some other metal could have been used as a medium of exchange. We use paper, bills, checks, nickels, and silver. Surely, these are not evil. Physics and chemists know today that the only difference between one metal and another is the number of and rate of motion of electrons revolving around a central nucleus. They can now change one metal into another thought a version of become mercury. I believe that our modern scientists in the near future will be able to make gold, silver and other metals synthetically in the chemical laboratory. The cost may be prohibitive now, but it can be done. I cannot imagine any intelligent person saying anything evil in electron, nucleus, protons and isotopes. The piece of paper in your pocket is composed of atoms in molecules with their electrons and protons arranged differently. Their number and rate of motion are different. That is the only way the paper differs from the silver in your pocket. How to attract the money you need? Many years ago, I met a young boy in Australia who wanted to become a physician and surgeon, but he had no money. I explained to him how a seed deposit in the soil attracts to itself everything necessarily for its unfolding, and that all he had to do was to take a lesson from the seed and deposit the required ideas in his subconscious mind. For experience, this young brilliant boy used to clean out doctors' offices, wash windows and do not do odd repairs jobs. He told me that every night as he went to sleep, he used to picture in his mind's eyes a medical diploma on a wall with his name on it is now big bold letters. He used to clean and shine the frame diplomas in the medical building where he worked. It was not hard for him to engrave the image of a diploma in his mind and develop it there. Definite result followed as he persisted with his mental pictures every night for about 4 months. The sequel of this story was very interesting. One of the doctors took a great liking to this young boy, and after training him in the art of sterilizing instruments, giving hypodermic injections, and other miscellaneous first aid work, he employed him as a technical assistant in his office. The doctor later sent him to medical school at his own expense. Today, this young man is a permanent medical doctor in Montreal, Canada. He discovered the law of attraction by using his subconscious mind the right. He operated in age-old law, which says, having seen the end, you have will the means to the realization of the end. The end in this case was to become a medical doctor. This young man was able to imagine, see and feel the reality of being a doctor. He lived with that idea, sustained it, nursing it and loved it until throughout his imagination. It penetrated the layers of his subconscious mind and became a conviction, thereby attracting to him everything necessary for the fulfillment of his dream. Why some men do not get a raise in pay? If you are working in a large organization and you are silently thinking of and resenting the fact you are underpaid, that you are not appreciated and that you deserve more money and greater recognition, you are subconsciously serving your ties with that organization. You are setting a law in motion, and the superintendent or manager will say to you, we have to let you go. Actually, you diminish yourself. The manager was simply the instrument through which your own negative mental state was confirmed. It was an example of the law of action and reaction. The action was your thoughts and the reaction was the response of your subconscious mind. Thank you.